Welcome everyone back to Boucher Field, as now it's women's soccer action, as it's the Thomas Terriers with a record of 2-2-1 taking on the Husson women's soccer team with a record of 2-4. I'm Isaac Potter alongside John Ray, as it was the Husson men's team coming out with a 2-0 victory in the first game, and now we'll be getting ready for the second game, and we'll send it over to Becky Bubarb for the starting lineups.
First year from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 2, Emily Gutierrez. Grad student from Union, Maine, number 4, Aubrey Schaefer. Grad student from Gardner, Maine, number 6, Anna Chadwick. Sophomore from Woolwich, Maine, number 9, Mary LaRochelle. Junior from Oakland, Maine, number 10, Bree Beneke. First year from Woolwich, Maine, number 13, Josie Harrington. First year from Sacramento, California, number 15, Amiana Mosezes. Junior from New Gloucester, Maine, number 20, Sam Fortin. Grad student from Cumberland, Maine, number 21, Kelsey Courier. First year from Bridgeton, Maine, number 25, Kate McIntyre. And in goal, first year from Howland, Maine, number 99, Emily Ireland. Terriers are coached by Deb Bichet-Labby, Lacey Campbell, and Cassie Contigiano. And now introducing your Husson Eagles. In goal, a sophomore from Topsom, Maine, 0, Hannah Kenny. A sophomore from Bangor, Maine, number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A senior from Rockport, Maine, number 9, Charlotte Messer. A sophomore from Glenburn, Maine, number 11, Katie Harriman. A freshman from Guatemala City, Guatemala, number 14, Marilla Corletto. Sophomore from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A freshman from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A sophomore from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. A freshman from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. A senior from New Gloucester, Maine, number 25, Alex Thayer. And a sophomore from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymayer. Eagles are coached by Dennis Mullins, assisted by Lauren Crofton McDonald, Nick Christensen, Matt Goodman, and Elise Worth.
That was the starting lineups there for both teams, and we are right about to get underway here. It should be a very entertaining game, John.
Definitely a lot of animosity coming into this game because it's a rivalry game. Should be interesting.
Absolutely, and Thomas is coming off a win against Eastern Nazarene College, and then the Husson women are coming off a loss to Colby College on September 14th. So it should be a really entertaining game here. Both teams almost similar in records. Quickly going down through the starting lineup. First for Thomas, it's going to be number 2, Emily Gutierrez. Number 4, Aubrey Schaefer. Number 6, Anna Chadwick. Number 9, Mary LaRochelle. Number 10, Bree Beneke. Number 13, Josie Harrington. Number 15, Amina Davis Macias. Number 20, Sam Fortin. Number 21, Kelsey Courier. Number 25, Kate McIntyre, and in goal, number 99, Emily Ireland. And for the Eagles, it's going to be number 0, Hannah Kenny in goal today for the Eagles. Number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. Number 9, Charlotte Messer. Number 11, Kate Harriman. Number 14, Marilla Corletto. Number 16, Sophia Mullins. Number 17, Kendra Donahue. Number 21, Natalie Aviola. Number 23, Kaylee Nault. Number 25, Alexis Thayer, and number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. And we are right about to get things underway here at Boucher Field. A nice day out. Wind's not really blowing that much. I would say it's perfect weather for a fall day here.
Husson look like they're lining up in a 4-1-4-1 formation.
And it's going to be Thomas starting off with the ball here in this game, and it's going to be Mullins giving it over to Messer. Harriman, give it over to Buddy Meyer. Eagles will look to be patient here offensively to start this game. Ball will be given over to Kenny. Ball will be given over to number 9, Charlotte Messer. Messer looking to make a move there, but she'll give it back over to Donahue. She'll now give it over to Mackenzie Lambert, looking to work her way up the fields. Corletto. Over to Lambert. And Lambert's going to lose that one out of bounds. And it's going to be number 21, Kelsey Courier, going to be having the throw in here. She'll give it over to Davis Macias, excuse me. And the ball will be given back over to the Eagles here. Kenny will give it over here. So the ball will find its way over to Coletto. So now Husson looking to get up the field, and ball's trying to give it over to Natalie Aviola, but it's going to be picked up by Emily Ireland, goalkeeper from Howland, Maine. Sort of like a homecoming game here for her. This ball will go out of bounds, going back over to the Eagles. Megan Buddemeyer will be making the throw in here. She is a sophomore defenseman from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. But now it's going to be number 4, Aubrey Schaefer with the throw in here. She gives over to Davis Macias. Give it over to her teammate here. Schaefer. Could be kicked out of bounds there by Thayer. Schaefer gives over Macias Davis. And she tries to give a pass over to Gutierrez, but it's going to be taken out by Kenny. Lambert looking to make a move, being guarded there by Harrington.
Good switch there by Husson to break pressure.
Absolutely. The Terriers' defense is playing up here on the Eagles. Kenny gives it over to Donahue. As we see Kate Harriman now trying to take control of that, but could be taken away there. But the Eagles happen to get it right back. The ball will be sent down over to Aviola. And the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds by McIntyre. And the Eagles are going to have their first corner kick of the game. Looks like it's going to be number 16, Sophia Mullins, taking this corner kick. Tries to give it over to Lambert, but the ball will be kicked out. Nault, give it back over to Mullins. Tries to cross it. Will go out of bounds. Stays with the Eagles. Here's Harriman. Harriman looking to make a move. As that's going to be a kick there by Megan Buddemeyer. But it will go over the net there, and the Terriers will kick it away. So we're going to see now number 25, Kate McIntyre, taking the kick here. The ball will be taken right back over to the Eagles here.
The Eagles started to build some tempo here.
Looking to try to get on the board early. In the first game, it was Alejandro Mora scoring in the first 2 minutes of the game. Eagles looking to try to get a strong start. Harriman tried to head that one, but ball will go out of bounds. And going back over to the Terriers here. We're going to see, I believe that is number 20, Sam Fortin, the defender from New Gloucester, Maine. She's a junior for this Thomas Terrier squad. Be kicked away there from McIntyre. Mullins over to Lambert. Lambert.
Have the fans behind the goals move to the sidelines of the field, please? Thank you.
As we see, looks like Messer gives a pass, tries to give a pass over to Alexa Thayer.
Good idea there.
The Eagles looking, so far have been showing lots of good ball movement so far. Passing has been going very well. This ball will go out of bounds off the Terriers, and it'll be once again the Eagles coming away with it. Messer gives it over to Donahue. Gives it over to Aviola. She'll give it to Lambert. Back over to Mullins. Tries to give a pass over to Harriman, but he'll be taken away there by Gutierrez. Lambert going to let that one go out of bounds, and we'll stay with the Eagles here. As Coletto gives it over to Nultz. So we see Buttermeyer. Tries to give a pass over there to Thayer. Harriman's going to take a shot on goal! And just like that, the Eagles are on the board, 1-0, thanks to a goal from Kate Harriman.
All Thomas could do there was just stop and stare.
Yeah, it was a great, I believe that pass there was from number 25, Alexa Thayer, and found Kate Harriman. And just like that, a quick goal to start off the game here for the Eagles. It's a good start here for the Eagles as that goal comes with 37-48 in the first half. So now we see Thomas here trying to respond back. Gutierrez tried to give it down the field to La Rochelle. Lambert kicks that one out of bounds, and it's going to be number 21, Kelsey Courier, going to have the throw in here. She'll give it to Davis Macia. She's going to try to get a shot on goal, but it'll be kicked away there by Donahue. And here's Kate Harriman now on the break. Looks to get something going here. She'll give it over to Buddy Meyer. Gives it to Thayer. And it's going to be number 4, Aubrey Schaefer, going to kick that one out. Strong kick there by, it looked like it was number 23, Kaylee Nolt, but that will go out of bounds. Nolt is a freshman midfielder from Deerfield, New Hampshire. As it's Gutierrez, going to have the ball taken away from her, and here's Aviola. Aviola, who recently won NAC Player of the Week for scoring 4 goals in their win the other day. And a goal and a shot there from Mullins that hits the top of the crossbar and goes out of bounds. Definitely a scary situation there for the Terriers.
Husson in full control of this game so far.
Absolutely. They've been taking care of the ball here so far in this game, making it difficult here for the Terriers. Aviola gets a hold of it. She's going to take a shot on goal. A nice save from Ireland. A diving save there. And the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Harriman. But what a save there from Ireland.
Especially against one of the top players in the NAC.
Absolutely. Now we're going to see number 20, Sam Fortin, going to kick this one away. Davis Macias will have that one be taken out of bounds there, and we'll see number 4, Aubrey Schaefer, with the throw-in. 34:50 left to play here in this first half. Eagles already on the board here to start the game, thanks to a goal from Kate Harriman. The Husson men's soccer team won earlier in the game before this, 2-0 against Thomas. It was the Husson football team also coming away with their first win on the season. And also the volleyball team will be in action tonight at 6 o'clock as they'll take on the University of Maine of Fort Kent. So definitely a busy day to be a Husson Eagle, as it's going to be Harrington taking that away. Macias is going to take a shot on goal and just hits the crossbar. And Kenny is going to scoop that one up. But a good look there for the Terriers.
Husson just needs to be more careful with the ball in the back line there.
Yeah, as it was Harrington who took the ball away, gave it over to Davis Macias. And Macias had a good look at it, just happened to hit the crossbar on the far right side of us. Ball will be given over to Mullins. Over to Blodemeyer. Eagles continue to be very patient here on the offensive end. As you hear Coach Mullins telling his team to move the ball. As it's Donahue, gives it over to Messer. But it's going to be taken away there by Thomas. Here's McIntyre. Gives it over to Chadwick. Back over to La Rochelle. To Davis Macias. It's going to be taken away by Mullins. Mullins tries to give it over to her teammate there. And it's going to be Messer. Gives it over to Benecki.
A little bit of ping pong here. The ball just keeps going back and forth.
Kenny now is going to kick this one. And she's going to give this over to Corletto. Back over to Buddymeyer. Gives it back over to Corletto. She'll give it over to Mackenzie Lambert now as Eagles looking to try to get something going now offensively. Lambert gives it to Harriman. Back over to Mullins. Corletto over to Thayer. Thayer's going to take a shot there, but it's going to go out of bounds. Going back over the Terriers. Ireland almost thought about touching that one, but decided to let that one go.
Strong play there from Husson. If you face forward, you play forward.
It definitely was a good looking shot there. Just happened to go a little bit far to the right. Chadwick gives it over. Tries to give it over to Harrington, but it's going to be taken away by Aviola. Aviola with some nice moves. Tries to take a shot, but that's blocked away there by Fortin. Gives it over to Messer. Messer takes a shot. Once again blocked by Chet Fortin. Mullins.
Husson just keeps breaking through the Thomas Collars lines.
They definitely have been getting some good looks at it. They're continuing to be aggressive here on the offensive end. So we see Harriman being guarded by Chadwick. She'll give it over to Nault. So we see Thayer Gonna try to give it over to Aviola. Aviola gonna take a shot there. Just goes off the top of the crossbar and goes out of bounds. Another good look for Husson.
Husson getting a bit unlucky. They've had 2 shots off the crossbar here in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, like you mentioned, definitely has been at least 2 or 3 that we've seen go off the crossbar. Even on the Terrier side, they also had one that went off the crossbar as well. But the score still remains 1-0. The Eagles with this early lead. We see Aviola now. Tried to take a shot there, but we're going to now see Beneke kick that one out of bounds. As now Thomas is going to take a free kick there. It's going to be number 20, Sam Fortin, taking this one. 29, just under 30 minutes left to play here in this first half. I'm Isaac Potter alongside John Ray, calling the second game of the day for soccer action. As it's going to be Corletto, give it over to Thayer, over to Messer. It's going to be Corletto's going to take a shot on goal now, but that's going to be scooped up there by Ireland. The Terriers will look to try to get something going here. Ireland kicks it down. It's going to be taken away there by Noltz. Kenny. Going to be taken away once again by Chadwick. Lambert. Gives it over to Messer. Gives it up to Harriman, but it's going to be Fortin kicking that one out of bounds.
Strong counterattack there by Husson.
As the Eagles continuing their offensive attack here in this game, as Mackenzie Lambert going to throw it into Messer here. Corletto. He's over to Thayer. Thayer's going to take a shot, and it goes off Thomas's player. I believe that was Sam Fortin, and went off. And happens to find the back of the net. Definitely a mistake there by the Terriers.
Own goals that happen to the best of us, Isaac.
And I believe that goal will, I think it will still be credited to Alexa Thayer, I believe, but if not, I think maybe Kate Harriman might have possibly received that goal. But either way, it is another goal for the Eagles, and it will be credited to Alexa Thayer. It's now 2-0 now here early. Lambert. And here's Lambert here. Gutierrez. Gives it over to Corletto. And it'll be kicked out of bounds there by Corletto. Here's Harrington. Gives it over to Chadwick. But Kenny's going to come away with it, and Eagles looking to set something up here. Anna Kenny, the sophomore goalkeeper from Yarmouth, Maine. Fortin gives it over to Corletto. And it looks like the ball will go back over to the Eagles here. 26-10 left to play in this first half. Nault gives it over to Donahue. Swings it over to Lambert. Lambert kicks it down the field over to Thayer. Thayer tries to cross it over, gives it to Harriman. Harriman's going to have a shot on goal there, but a save there by Ireland. Another good look there for the Eagles, though. Ireland. As we see now, it's Donahue. Davis Macias makes a nice little move. Macias tries to get a shot on goal, but be blocked there by a Husson defender. And Buddy Meyer will come away with it. Coach Bowen's telling the team to move the ball a little quicker. Harriman tries to give it over to Aviola, but taken away there by Thomas. As now we're going to see Gutierrez has a chance to have a shot on goal there, but it's going to be kicked out of bounds there by Kendra Donahue.
Thomas still hanging around just a little bit in this game.
They're looking to try to get, something going offensively. They're starting to settle in a little bit. Getting some good looks here. As we see now, Charlotte Messer gives over to Harriman. Harriman gives it back over to Messer. Messer going to be kicked away there from McIntyre. It's going to be Husson with the throw in here. Harriman gives it over to, as we see Messer. Messer tries to take a shot there, but that's going to go a little bit to the left there, and Emily Ireland will pick that one up. Ireland will kick it down the field as it's going to be Macias handling it, but it will go back over to the Eagles here. Kenny over to Nault. Gives it over to Corletto. Gives it to Donahue. Back over to Lambert. Lambert tries to get it down the field to Harriman, but Thayer still comes away with it. Corletto over to Donahue. See, Mullins wasn't able to hang on to that one. A chauffeur. And Mullins now will handle this for the Eagles. Pass over to Donahue. Donahue gives it over to Thayer. Over to Mackenzie Lambert now. Lambert tries to give a pass over to Harriman, but that's just going to be too much for her to handle. The ball going back over to Thomas. As now number 8, Emily Wallingford checking into the game for Thomas, along with number 18, Jordan Clark, checking into the game. Ball now comes in here to Buddy Meyer, gives over to Donahue. Over to Nault. Buddy Meyer. Eagles looking to push offensively. Gives it over to Mullins. Mullins tries to give it over to Harriman. Stays with it. Now it's going to be Kenny going to hold on to the ball here, and the Eagles will look to try to be patient once again offensively. Buddy Meyer over to Mullins.
The Eagles just keep finding space in the midfield there.
Yeah, definitely their passing has been really well here so far. That has been able to get them, some good looks in the middle offensively. They've had a lot of shots here so far. They've been leading the shots 12-2, and then leading the shots on goal 4-0. So definitely, offensively, the Eagles' offense has been working to a success. Wallingford tries to track that one down, but it's going to be Lambert. But Wallingford comes away with it. But Lambert will kick it out of bounds. It's 20:16 left to play in the first half.
It has been all Eagles so far.
And it was kind of like that in the first game, too. Just the Eagles were able to have control for basically all of the game. And so far here in the early going, it really has still been the Eagles as well. As we're going to see number 15, Willow Witten, checking into the game, giving Alexa Thayer a break. As it's Aviola now coming away with it. Looking to make a move here. Aviola with a shot and goes off the crossbar once again. That's like the third time it's happened now in this game.
That was a brilliant run by Aviola.
Yes, she
just unlucky on the finish.
Yeah, she was able to get by McIntyre and Fortin. Was able to have a wide open look there. Just happened to hit the crossbar on the right side. As we see Messer gives it over to Lambert. Mullins.
Good passing and movement there by the Eagles. Switched the field in no time.
They look to continue to be patient here offensively. They're passing, and so far here, it's really has helped them get a lot of good looks here in this game. Lambert bringing it up now. Gives it to Messer. Messer over to Aviola. Tries to give it over to Mullins, but that's going to be kicked away from Beneke. Give it over to Donahue. Donahue.
The Eagles coaches are saying they just want to keep playing quickly. Keep trying to catch Thomas off guard.
Has been working in their favor. They've been very quick to get up the field offensively, and they're looking to try to extend this lead as they are holding on to a 2-0 lead right now. Buddy Meyer over to Mullins. Tries to give it back over to Buddy Meyer, but will kick that one out of bounds. As Chauffeur will have the throw in here. She'll give it over to Clark, who just checked into the game. Mullins over to Buddy Meyer. Tries to give it down over to Nolt. Eagles throw the ball in here, gives it over to Natalie Aviola. Over to Messer. Messer tries to give it to Witten, but it'll be taken away by Thomas. Gutierrez looking to come away with it, but it's going to be taken away by Donahue. Mullins is over to Donahue here. Messer over to Witten. Witten going to try to give it over to Harriman, but it'll be kicked out by McIntyre. Harriman gives it over to Mullins. Over to Buddy Meyer. Crosses it over, but it's going to be saved there by Emily Ireland.
Husson has just been switching the field with ease so far.
Definitely is shifting well in this game here. Donahue kicks it behind her head and gives it over to Mullins. Nolt Gives it over to Buddymeyer. Ball will be kicked out of bounds. Going back over to Husson here. As now we're going to see some subs here. First for Thomas, it's going to be Hannah Price checking into the game. She's going to give Emily Gutierrez a break. And then we're now going to see number 6, Molly Finn, checking in for the Eagles, giving Kate Harriman a break.
Thomas, number 19, Hannah Price. For number 2, Emily Gutierrez. And for Husson, number 6, Molly Finn. For number 11, Kate Harriman.
As now play resumes here. It is going to be Corletto giving it over to Kenny. Over to Donahue. Back over to Corletto.
She's been great today. She's just been facilitating the ball all over the field.
Definitely has. She's been a big part in the offense here so far and for them getting good looks. Ball will come all the way back over to Nault. Back over to Corletto. Corletto with a nice move there. Gives it back over to Mullins. Now over to Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer tries to give a cross there, but it's going to be stopped there by Price. Mullins tries to give a pass over to Witten, but it's going to be Ireland coming away with that one. Another good look there for the Eagles. Ireland kicks it down the field here. As now it's going to be Donahue coming away with it. Lambert. Back over to Donahue. Kenny comes away with it now. Gives it over to Mullins. Corletto will swing it over to Lambert on the right side. Lambert looking to push the ball up the fields. Here's Witten now. Witten crosses it over to Aviola, but it's going to be stopped there by Fortin. Mullins will look to slow it down now for the Eagles. Look to get some more passing here from the Eagles.
Thomas hasn't had possession in a few minutes here. The Eagles have just been everywhere.
Yeah, Thomas has definitely had some difficulties trying to get the ball, but the Eagles, passing has been really well in this game. It's caused difficulties for the Terriers to be able to have possession. As the ball's going to be kicked away now as Davis Messia, she's going to take a shot here, but a stop there from Kenny. And Husson comes back away with it. As we see Finn try to give it back over to Buddymeyer, but it will go out of bounds. Now we're going to see number 7, Laura Martel checking into the game, and number 13, Devin St. Louis. And then we're now going to see number 24 for Thomas, Riley Yager, checking into the game for Thomas. Aviola and Messer will get a break for the Eagles, and I believe it was Laura Shell getting a break there. Hannah Price will make the throw in here now. About 11:36 left to play in this first half. Kenny is going to kick that over to Corletto. Tries to give it over to Witten. It's going to be Courier coming away with it for Thomas. She'll kick it out of bounds. Lambert. Excuse me, that's actually Donahue. Over to Fortin. Donahue will come away with it here. She'll give it over to Finn. Finn with a cross. Gives it over to St. Louis. That's going to be Ireland making the stop there.
That was a great cross. Very difficult for the defense to deal with.
It definitely was a great look there for St. Louis. Just wasn't able to compose herself and get a hold of the ball and get a shot off. But definitely was a great pass we saw there. Mullins gives it over to Corletto. To Donahue. Donahue tries to kick it down the field to Finn. But the ball's going to go out of bounds, going over to the Terriers. Number 21, Kelsey Courier, going to make a throw in here. Courier gives it over to Chadwick. Chadwick over to Wallingford. Tries to cross it over, but kicked away from Lambert. So now we're going to see number 27, Taylor Krowicki, checking into the game for number 10, Bree Beneke.
And for Thomas, number 27, Taylor Krowicki. For number 10, Bree Beneke.
As it's Chadwick. Gonna be taken away there for the Eagles. As Finn tried to chase that one down, but not able to do so. That's Courier making the throw down to Chadwick.
Thomas finally getting some possession here.
Definitely starting to settle in now. They gave up those 2 early goals there, but they definitely have started to be a little bit more relaxed and taking care and doing a little bit better offensively. Davis Macias tries to cross it over, but it's going to be Nault kicking that one away. Courier kicks it down, tries to give it over to Jagger. Schauffer tried to give it back over to Jagger, but was not able to get it over to her, and the ball will go out of bounds, giving the ball back over to the Eagles. Coach Mullins telling his team to play with some energy. Donahue gives it over to Lambert. Lambert brings the ball back. We'll give it back over to Donahue.
Smart for Husson to play a switch there. Thomas was locking them in on that left side.
Eagles looking to try to get something going again offensively, trying to extend that lead to a more comfortable lead going into halftime. Finn will slow that one down, give it back over to Nault. Corletto over to Lambert. Lambert over to Martell. Lambert is going to have a chance here. She's going to cross this one over. Tries to give it to St. Louis, but Witten comes away with it. Courier kicks it out, gives it over to Corletto. Corletto will give it to Donahue. 6:58 left to play in this first half. Nault tries to pass it over to Mullins, but now it's going to be Davis Macias. Here is Martell. But Krowicki was able to still stay on her feet and still keep possession. Jagger will try to give it over to Schauffer, but it's going to be taken away by the Eagles. Ball gets loose. Jagger has a chance here. Tries to cross it over, but going to be taken away there by Buddymeyer.
Husson did a good job to deal with the pressure there.
Buddymeyer looking for some wing players. She will give it over, tries to give it over to Finn, but it'll be kicked away there by McIntyre. As Kenny will come away with it. As just under 5.5 minutes left to play. Donahue. Kicks it down to Witten. Witten has a chance here. Witten's going to try to give a pass over to Finn. Finn takes a shot. No good. It goes off of a Thomas defender. The ball will be kicked out. Ball will be swung over there to Donahue. Donahue tries to give it over to Molly Finn. Corletto. Over to Buddymeyer. A pass there from Finn, gives it over to Witten. Witten wasn't able to get a hold of that one. But the ball is going to go out of bounds. Looks like it will be given over to Thomas.
In for Thomas, number 12, Onyx Amillo. For number 24, Riley Jager.
It's number 12, Onyx Amillo, the sophomore from Brunswick, Maine. Checking in for number 24, Riley Yager. This ball being kicked up there as Courier was trying to kick it out. Finn. Corletto. Reverses it over to Lambert. Back over to Corletto. Trying to give it over to St. Louis. But the ball will be taken away by Buddymeyer. Give it back over to St. Louis. St. Louis with a nice move there. Thought about trying to give a cross, but decided not to. Buddymeyer. That one's going to be kicked out there by Amello, who just checked into the game. So now we see Davis Macias coming away with it. Gives it over to Amello. Kicks it down the field. Finn trying to get a hold of it. It's going to be kicked out there by Courier. Amello. Tries to give a pass over. Donahue gives it over to Witten. Tries to give it over to Lambert, who almost loses that one. It's going to be Kenny come away with it now for the Eagles. It's a very dangerous play there as Corletto almost kicked it into her own goal there. Kenny was able to save it.
It was the right idea, just might need better execution.
Yeah, just put a little bit too much on that and almost a very scary situation there for the Eagles. That one comes up almost near us. If it probably went a little higher, probably would have hit you, John, so. Finn saves it from going out of bounds. Makes a nice little move there. Stays on her feet. And it looks like they're going to call her for tripping on that play. Might have been an elbow, actually. As now it's going to be about almost 1 minute to play left to play here in this first half. Husson off to a 2-0 lead. Kenny.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Give it over to Noltz. Over to Bunnymeyer. Eagles looking to try to get something going. Kenny gives it over to Donahue. Donahue over to Lambert. Lambert gives it over to Donahue. Kenny gives it over to Donahue. 15 seconds left to play in the first half. And Lambert gives it over to Messer. Excuse me. Finn looking to get a shot off, but won't get one off in time. And that is how the first half will end as the Husson women's soccer team off to a 2-0 start here as we head into halftime. John, any thoughts of the first half?
It's just been all Husson so far. Hopefully they can keep it up for the second half.
Hopefully has been in control here. Well, we're going to take a little break here for halftime. We'll be right back for second half action right here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Welcome back here to Boucher Field as we are getting ready for second half action. As it's Husson women currently leading over Thomas 2-0 here. And John, really so far it's just been Husson just in control of this whole game.
It has. I mean, it's only 2-0, but if you were watching the game, you'd think it'd be 3 or 4-0 by now.
Yeah, Husson has definitely had lots of good looks that have gone off the crossbar. And right now, they're currently leading the shots 12-3, and then they've had 4-1 leading the shots on goal here. So now we will get ready for second half action. It's a pass over to Lambert. She will give it over to Nault.
And Alexa Thayer in a left back role. I don't think I've seen her there this year.
Alexa Thayer tries to get that one, but is not able to hang on to it. The ball will be thrown in here. As it's going to be Kate Harriman coming away with this. Nault gives the pass over to Lambert. Harriman receives the pass. It's a good chance to get something going offensively. Decides to pull back, gives it to Aviola. Aviola tries to get a look on there. And it's going to be number 7, Laura Martell, with the shot there, but will just happen to go out of bounds. As it's going to be now number 21, Kelsey Courier, taking the kick here. As it's going to be it's now going to be Lambert giving it over to Nault. Gives it over to Kenny.
Just like the first half, Husson's still in control here.
Definitely looking, they've been continuing to be patient here on offense. With good passing here. Thayer now bringing it up. Tries to give it over to Mullins. But going to be taken away there by Thomas. Thomas here, you definitely want to try and get something going here early in the second half so you can still have a lot of time and compete. It's Thayer now. He's over to Mullins. Messer. And it's going to be a pass there. Trying to find Harriman. But Ireland's going to pick that one up. Mullins now comes away with it. Gives it over to Donahue. Back over to Mullins. Tries to give it over to Aviola. As Davis Macias tried to get hold of that one, but the ball will be turned back over to the Eagles. As we'll see Martell, who's going to give it over. Looks like it's going to be, I think it's going to be Messer going to be taking this kick here.
And this is definitely within shooting range.
Definitely could be a chance here for Husson to extend that lead. Messer with the shot, and it's just going to go a little bit too far to the left there. Ball going back over to Thomas. Thomas still struggling offensively, trying to get up the field here. They've had a few good looks, but not really been able to do much offensively as Husson's just has been absolutely swarming on the defense and offensive end. The ball's got to go out of bounds. Still staying with Thomas here. Aubrey Schaefer, the grad student from Union, Maine, with the throw in there. Sees Davis tries to give it over to Gutierrez, but it's going to be poked away there by Nault. Here's Harrington. Gives it over to Chadwick. Over to Messer, who's going to kick that one out. And it looks like it's going to be a handball call there, and the Eagles looking to get into action here. Here's Aviola. Tries to make a move there, but gets the ball taken away from her. Lambert steals it right back, though. Lambert crosses it over to Thayer. Thayer over to Harriman. Harriman tries the shot. That's going to not be no good there. Ireland kicks it down over to LaRochelle. Nice move there from her. Tries to get by Thayer, but it'll be taken away there. Nope, gives it over to Kenny. Lambert gives it back over to Lambert. Messer going to be taken away there by Gutierrez. Tries to get a pass off, but it's taken away there. Mullins. Mullins bringing it up now. Husson looking to attack offensively. Gives it over to Aviola. Aviola makes a move. Takes a shot. Going to be kicked out of bounds there by Sam Fortin. The Eagles will have a corner kick.
I think everybody at this field thought that was going to be a goal, including myself.
Yeah, Aviola definitely had a great look at it. A great play by Fortin to kick that one out of bounds. So this will be a Husson corner kick. Will be kicked up over to Donahue. Ball will come right back into Mullins. Mullins will be kicked out of bounds there by Harrington. Courier gives it over to Davis Macias. Trying to give it over to Gutierrez, but she still will stay with it. Harrington will kick that out of bounds. Just under 38 minutes left to play here in this first half.
And Husson hasn't skipped a beat from the first half.
Aviola bringing it up here. Looking to make another move. Taken away there by Courier. Budemeyer now. Budemeyer will give a pass over to Messer. And Schofer missed the kick the first time, but was able to stay with it still and kick that one away. Aviola with a crossover to Harriman. Thayer now with it. Trying to get a shot off. Takes a shot. Just goes over the goalpost.
Husson's so close yet again.
It definitely was another great look there, but just was not able to convert. But the ball will go back over to the Terriers. If you're Coach Mullins, you really have to be pleased with Husson's effort here offensively in this game. Now it's LaRochelle. Over to Nault. That will be kicked out of bounds here. Courier will look to make the throw in here. Aviola now staying with it here. So that one's going to be kicked out of bounds by Aviola. Lambert. Send it down the field. This ball would bounce out of bounds there. Terriers looking to try to get something going, trying to get some momentum on their side. And a nice pass over to Laurachelle. Laurachelle is going to have a wide open lane here. Takes a shot. It just goes over the net. A missed opportunity there for the Terriers.
That was a great through ball to send her in on goal, and unfortunately she just put it right over the bar.
Yeah, great pass there from Davis Macias, and Laurachelle had a wide open look there. Just happened to miss it by just a few inches there. Husson catching the big break. Kenny gives it over to Lambert.
As the Husson coaches want them to move the ball quicker.
And looking to try to keep the ball moving. Ball will be sent down to Harriman. Harriman's going to take a shot there, but that's going to go out of bounds.
Why not try her luck? She's already scored once today. Who knows?
Yes, that's right. As John mentioned, she scored a goal with 7-12 in the first half. As
Husson sub number 14,
Number-
Corletto for number
number-
7, Laura Martel.
as number 14, Marilla Corletto, checking in for number 7, Lauren Martell. Pass over there to Fortin. But it's going to be kicked out of bounds there by the Terriers. Eagles will stay with it. 33-49 left to play here in this second half. Eagles still holding on to a 2-0 lead. Corletto over to Buddymeyer. Back over to Mullins. Mullins tries to give it over to Messer. Messer tries to get a shot there, but going to be taken away by Thomas. Will be kicked over there to Thayer, and that's going to be too much for her to be able to catch up to. The Terriers will regain possession. Laurachelle to kick it down the field, but it's going to be taken away there by Mullins. As Kenny will pick up that one, and she'll roll it over to Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer looking to use her speed to get up the field. Gives it over to Lambert.
One thing I've noticed about Husson is that they switched to a 3-man back line instead of the 4 like they had in the first half.
That's right. They definitely looking to try to get more offensively going, as really offensively they've just been in control the whole game. Gutierrez, kick that one down the field. So over to Kenny. Kenny. Over to Nault. Over to Messer. Buddymeyer.
Husson just controlling the game here with these simple passes.
Continue to be very patient on the offensive end. Donahue will send that one over to Harriman. Gives it over to Buddymeyer. Eagles now looking to attack. Corletto over to Mullins. Eagles on a break here. Gives it to Thayer. Thayer crosses it over. Over to Aviola. Aviola takes a shot. Just goes over the net. A great look there again for the Eagles, but was not able to find the back of the net.
That was a great job there from Alexa Thayer to provide the width to get open and play across.
Yeah, she found Aviola wide open. She was able to get composed there. Just happened to put a little bit too much on it and went over the net. Mullins look to slow it down now again here for the Eagles. Corletto Over to Mullins. Over to Donahue. We see Beneke give it over to Little Rochelle. Take it away there by Thayer. Alexa Thayer tries to give it over to Aviola. That's going to be too much for Thomas to handle as the ball will go back over to the Eagles. Donahue into Mullins. Harriman comes away with it. She has a chance. Ball bounces behind her. Gives it over to Messer. Messer with a shot. Just goes a little bit to the right and go out of bounds.
Harriman creating almost another goal for the Eagles as she already partakes in one today, with scoring one.
As we're going to see a few subs now coming in here for Thomas.
Number 18, Jordan Clark for number 9, Mary
Number
Rochelle.
18, Jordan Clark checking into the game now.
15, Josie Harrington. Number 19, Hannah Price. For number 15,
And I believe it's number 8,
Mariana
Emily Wallingford checking into the game for Thomas as well. As Anna Chadwick loses that one, and Harriman gives it over to Aviola. Aviola with a shot there. Save there from Ireland. The Eagles still stay with it.
Some great footwork there from Aviola to create a yard of space to take that shot, and unfortunately for her, it was saved.
It looks like an offsides call will be called on the Eagles. This ball will be given back over to the Terriers. Corletto finds Aviola. Aviola looking to create some space. Gets a shot off. But nice save there by Ireland. Ireland has done a good job on net here for the Terriers in this game. Harriman looking to get it up the fields. Ball gives it over to Mullins. Over to Donahue. Donahue to Aviola. Aviola gets free there, gives it over to Harriman. Harriman takes a shot. Another nice save there from Ireland.
Husson needs to try to find the corners here with these shots.
They definitely had a lot of good looks. They've just been happening to put a little bit too much on it, or just haven't really been able to find a certain part of the net. There. It's Corletto coming away with it. Tries to give it over to Thayer, but it will be Hannah Price kicking that one away. We'll give it over to Donahue, over to Thayer. Taken away there by Beneke. As now we're going to see Gutierrez on the rush here. She still stays with it, but the ball will go out of bounds, still stay with Thomas here. Thomas looking to try to get a good look going here. Throw in there. The ball will happen to go to Nault. As now it's Beneke. Tries to give it over to Wallingford, who tried to get a shot off, but was not able to find back in the net. Aviola gives it over to Thayer. Thayer bringing it up now. Gives it over to Harriman. Harriman trying to make a move here, but it's going to be kicked out by Sam Fortin. And the Eagles still remain in possession. Now for the Eagles, it's going to be number 15, Willow Witten checking into the game, and number 6, Molly Finn. Giving Sophia Mullins a break, along with Alexa Thayer.
Entering the game for Husson, number 6, Molly Finn. For number 16, Sophia Mullins. And number 15, Willow Witten. For number 25,
Corletto.
Thayer.
Over to Donahue. Back over to Corletto. To Harriman. Gives it over to Witten. Witten. Back over to Harriman. Over to Witten. Corletto tries to take a shot there. The ball will bounce over to Ireland. And she picks up another stop. 25-33 left to play here in the second half.
As the Eagles have maintained control.
Aviola tries to give it over to Witten. Clark. It's going to be Kenny now with it.
She hasn't had to use her hands much today. She hasn't really had to make any saves. She's just been facilitating the ball across the back line.
Yeah, Thomas definitely has struggled to be able to get a good look. They've only had one shot on goal, and I believe it was that one by Davis Macias that hit the crossbar. Besides that, Thomas has really struggled so far trying to get something going offensively. Harriman gives it over to Corletto, to Aviola. Aviola back up top to Lambert. The ball will be kicked out of bounds there. Lambert gives it over to Corletto. It's Kenny now. Gives it to Donahue. Donahue. Over to Corletto. To Harriman. Harriman staying with it. Harriman looking to get a look, but gives it over to Witten. Witten's going to take a shot there, but will go over the net. Now we'll see number 27, Miranda Lewis, for the Eagles checking into the game here for number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. Lewis is a senior defenseman from Windham, Maine.
For number 2, Mackenzie Lambert.
Ball will come into Courier. Gives it over to Chadwick. To Corletto. Corletto. Over to Donahue.
And Corletto has just been controlling the tempo for the Eagles today.
She's definitely been a big part of the offense. Really, a lot of their looks so far has been thanks to Corletto. She's been playing in the midfield there, getting some good looks and passes over to her teammates. Witten gives it back over to Corletto. Corletto looks to cross it over to Harriman. Wasn't able to get to her. The ball will be kicked out of bounds by Courier. And Thomas will have a throw-in. Gutierrez. So that one will be hit out of bounds by Witten. Give it over to Aviola. Aviola looking to make a crossover to Harriman. Harriman wasn't able to regroup it. As that ball will be kicked out there by Jordan Clark. Staying with the Eagles. Donahue gives over to Finn. Over to Price. Price kicks it down the field over to Gutierrez. As now we see Miranda Lewis, who just checked into the game. Ball now gets its way over to Courier. Donahue. Aviola. Looking to make her way up the field here. Eagles looking to get a good patient look here on the offensive end. Harriman. Harriman gives it over to Messer. Messer is trying to get a shot off, but she falls. Bunny Meyer takes a shot, and that goes a little bit too far to the left.
Husson just creating chances time and time again through their patient buildup.
That was their 22nd shot there. And they're still leading the shots on goal 7-1 here in this game. Ball will find its way over to Price. Over to Finn. He's going to have that one poked away. So the ball will go out of bounds, and Thomas will have a free kick here. Now we're going to see Kate McIntyre going to kick this one here. As now the ball will be out of bounds, going over to Witten. Lewis looking to make a move here. Witten gives a pass over to Aviola. Gives it back over to Witten. Witten sends a cross. I'll go back behind the net there. The Terriers will get possession once again. Now we're going to see number 20, Katie Benson, going to check into the game for Megan Buddymeyer. Benson is a sophomore from Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Number 26, Megan Buddymeyer.
Here's Lewis. Lewis.
Husson has been in Thomas's half this entire second half.
It definitely has. Thomas has definitely had struggles trying to get it past the midfield. They also did have that one look by Laura Shell on that open break, but besides that, the Terriers really just have been struggling all game trying to take care of the ball. McIntyre. Give it over to Aviola. Aviola making a move. Looking to try to get a shot. Gives it over to Corletto. Back over to Aviola as you hear Coach Mullins telling his team to continue to move the ball. The ball's going to bounce over to Ireland. The next game here for Thomas is going to be on September 19th. They're going to be going to Lesley University. They'll have a 7 o'clock start there. Then tomorrow, the Husson women will be right back in action here against Keene State. And then they'll also be having a game against SUNY Delhi on September 24th. Their next 3 games will be at home, as the first 5 out of 6 games have all been on the road here for the Eagles. So definitely it will be nice for them to have a little home stretch here to try and pick up some wins here. Finn rushing down the field here. It's going to be kicked out by McIntyre. 17:27 left to play. Ball will be kicked out. It's Witten. We give it over to Messer. Gives it over to Lewis. Ball be out of bounds, but we'll see some subs here for both teams. As number 13, Josie Harrington, checking into the game, and number 2, Mackenzie Lambert, giving Kendra Donahue a break. And for Thomas, it'll be number 8, Emily Wallingford, getting a break. A throw in here by Husson. Pass tried to get over to Finn here. She stays with it. And the ball will be kicked out. Actually, I think will be a push there from Finn. And the Terriers will now regain possession. Kate McIntyre will give it over to Courier.
Great pressure there from the Husson attack.
And it looks like it's a handball, as that one's going to go on Courier. I believe Husson will have a penalty kick here,
Great chance just to seal the game.
as it'll be Corletto, excuse me, taking the kick here.
She deserves it. She's had a great game.
She'll be looking to try to extend the lead here. Corletto with the kick, and she finds the back of the net. And she makes it a 3-0 lead for the Eagles. Nice goal there from her from the penalty kick. As we see here, happened to find the back of the net on that play. And the Eagles have continued to extend their lead to 3-0 now. As number 8, Addie Lastly now checks into the game for Kate Harriman.
Number 8, Addie Leslie. Number 11, Kate Harriman.
Here's Messer. Messer now gives it over to Aviola. To Corletto. Over to Lewis. Tries to give it over to Witten, but that'll be a little bit too much for her. That goal by Corletto came with 74 minutes into the game. 15-10 left to play here in this game. Eagles right now looking strong offensively. Looking to try to pick up the win here. In case you missed it earlier, the Husson men's soccer team picked up a 2-0 win over Thomas here today. And the Husson football team picked up a win over SUNY Alfred State. Tonight at 6 o'clock, it's going to be, as a play there by Davis Marquez was not able to get to that one in time. But I was saying that there was going to be a Husson volleyball match going on at 6 o'clock tonight at Newman Gymnasium. You'll catch that once again on Husson U Eagles on YouTube. I'll be at a 6 o'clock game against University of Maine of Fort Kent. Ireland will settle it down here, try to get it up the field here. As Coach Mullins tells his team to keep pressing on. Lambert. Over to Corletto. Over to Witten. Witten to Aviola. Aviola takes a shot. And a nice stop there by Emily Ireland. She bobbled it on that play there, but was happened to hang on to that one. Makes another nice save. So far in this game here, Ireland has had 6 saves on the day. Aviola makes a nice move, gives it over to Benson. Benson gives it over to Lastly. Benson tries to save it, but will go out of bounds.
And for Thomas, number 2, Emily Gutierrez.
As number 19, Madison Higgins checks into the game there for Kelly Nolt.
Madison Higgins for number 23, Kaylee Nolt.
As number 6, Anna Chadwick will get a break for the Terriers here. Finn tries to get a hold of that one. This ball will go out of bounds. Stay with the Eagles here. And the ball will be kicked down over to Kenny. She gives the pass over to Higgins, but the ball will go out of bounds. We're going to get some subs here as number 4, Sammy Arrest, and number 13, Devin St. Louis checking into the game. And for Thomas, it's going to be number 6, Anna Chadwick, and number 11, Grace Frederick checking into the game for Thomas. As both Messer and Aviola will take a break for the Eagles. And for Thomas, it's going to be Schaffer and McIntyre.
And for Thomas, number 6, Anna Chadwick, number 11, Grace Frederick. For the Eagles, number 4, Sammy Arrest, number 13,
Lambert
Lewis.
gives it over to Lewis. Corletto gives it up to Finn. Finn. Eagles looking to try to add on here. She takes a shot there. Gives it over to Corletto. Over to Arrest. Swings it over to Benson. Benson. Back over to Arrest. She'll still stay with it. Lambert. As Laura Shell now will look to try to get something going here for Thomas. Tries to give a pass over to Davis Macias. And now we'll see Lastly making a nice move. She has a chance to take a shot here, but it's going to be Ireland picking that one up.
Lastly was fearless. She just drove straight at the defense there.
She was sprinting up the field there, using her speed to get that shot off, but a nice save there by Ireland. So now we're under 10 minutes to play now in this game. Benson gives it over to Arrest as Lambert stays with it for the Eagles. Frederick gives it over to Laura Shell. Over to Corletto. Lambert will look to slow things down, and Eagles will try to get a patient offensive set here. Lambert taken away by Laura Shell. Davis Macias has a chance to get a shot off goal, but it could be kicked away there by Lambert.
Good recovery there from the Eagles defense.
Definitely would have been a big play there for Thomas. Arrest tried to give it up to Lastly, but the ball will go out of bounds. Now we see number 7, Laura Mattel, and number 34,
Number 13, Josie Harrington.
Caitlin Haley, checking into the game. And number 12, Onyx Mello, checking into the game for the Terriers. Finn. Ball will go out of bounds there. Now Thomas now. It's going to be number, I believe it'll be number 20, Sam Fortin. And Fortin will kick this one away. Ball will come in over to Frederick. Gutierrez. Over to Martel. This ball will be kicked out of bounds. As now we'll see number 18, Katie Raymond, checking into the game along with number 3, Cameron Rolfe.
And for us, at number 3, Cameron Rolfe. For number 15, Willow Witten. And number 18, Katie Raymond. For number 6, Molly Finn.
Molly Finn will get a break there. Lastly, with some nice moves there.
She just danced through the defense.
Tried to get a shot off there, but poked away there. Higgins will give it over to Rolfe. Back over to Higgins. She tries to kick it down to St. Louis. Higgins with the throw in. Gives it over to Raymond. Raymond's going to take a shot there. But that will happen to go out of bounds. 6:41 left now in this second half. It's looking like the Eagles are going to pick up another win on the season. Raymond tries to give it over to Rolf, but he's not happy to get it over. Lewis gives it over to Rolf. Rolf will give it over. Try to give it over to Martell. Swings it over to Benson. Lastly, trying to fight for that one, but the ball will be kicked out. But it will be a throw-in for the Eagles. Raymond gets a hold of that. Arrest. As that was Martell trying to get a shot on goal there, but just happened to go a little bit too far to the left. Number 22, Maddie Griffin now checking into the game for Husson.
Rochelle, 14, Mia Martinez for number 2, Emily Gutierrez. And for Husson, number 22, Maddie Griffin for 27, Miranda Lewis.
Raymond gives it over to Arrest. To Lastly, back over to Raymond. That's going to be kicked out there by Chadwick. Throw in now comes over to Raymond as a cross gets sent over. Haley being guarded there by Yager. And it's going to be Davis Macias.
Great tracking back there by Laura Martell.
Yeah, Martell with the great hustle there as to avoid Davis Macias trying to get something going. Here's Benson. Tries to save it in, but ball happens to go out. Now we're going to see Hannah Price with the throw in here. Price will kick it over. As now it's Rolf now, as the Eagles are now getting ready on the break here. Rolf. Continuing to be patient, bringing it up. Gives it over to St. Louis. But the ball will be kicked out. But the Eagles are going to have a corner kick here. This will be Husson's third corner kick of the game here. I believe it's Arrest taking this corner kick. And just happens to hit the top of the net there, and Terriers will once again get possession. So now we're going to see Kelty Courier kicking this one away here. Ball comes into Lastly. Lastly takes a shot there, but Ireland will pick that one up. 2:38 now left to play. As it's Martell giving it over to Amello. Amello gives a pass over to Davis Macias. This ball will be kicked out. So it's going to be Courier with a throw in here. Terriers looking to try to get one on the board here before the game ends. Ball comes in over to Krowicki. So that one be kicked out once again. As it's going to be Macias Davis with the great hustle there to take that one away from her. So it'll be a throw in now for the Terriers once again. Rolf gets it in. She'll give that one over to Kenny. As Kenny will give it over to Higgins. Eagles continuing to be patient here.
1 minute remaining in the half.
As 1 minute now remains left in this ball game. Eagles will move to 3-4 on the season as Thomas will fall to 2-3-1. Eagles will once again be back in action here tomorrow. Orest has a chance here. Tries to take a shot there, but another save there from Emily Ireland. Tomorrow, the game, Husson will be facing Keene State. That'll be a 1 o'clock game. That'll be once again caught here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network on YouTube. 10 seconds now.
And Husson's going to see this one out. Another home win.
Yes, and this will be their first one, their first home win on the season. And that will be the final as the buzzer sounds. And it's Husson coming away with a 3-0 victory over the Thomas Terriers. And John, it just was really Husson all this game.
Yeah, I mean, anytime Thomas seemed to try and climb back into the game, Husson was just strong enough to shut them down and keep playing their game.
That definitely was a great showing there by both the Husson men's and women's soccer teams. The Husson men's team came away with a win earlier today, 2-0. And then the women coming away with a 3-0 victory now over Thomas. Once again, like I mentioned, there will be a Husson women's game, home game against Keene State tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That'll be once again here on Husson Eagles Sports Network on YouTube. If you're still wanting some Husson action, there are also the volleyball team will be in action tonight at 6 o'clock. That'll be getting underway here soon. I'll be on the call with that with Zethan Moss. So, John, thank you for doing color with me today. You were
Thank
great.
you, Isaac.
Yes, it was a great time working with you.
Likewise.
And one last time, the final score, the Husson women's soccer team with a win over Thomas, 3-0. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.